lemon garlic white wine chicken. Hey, welcome back to Smoking and Drinking. I'm Mike, and today we're smoking a lemon garlic white wine chicken. Let's get smoking. So everyone says that beer can chicken is a myth and that the liquid doesn't really flavor the chicken. So I rebuilt the whole thing from the ground up using barbecue techniques. We're going to make our lemon garlic white wine chicken. We're going to use white wine. We're going to use Sauvignon Blanc, and we're going to just do this a little bit differently. We're not going to abandon the whole idea of beer can chicken, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to make sure that we don't introduce, any impurities from the beer can that you would use, or we're going to make sure we get these flavors into the chicken and not just, in the cavity, in the cavity of the bird. So what we need to do first is pat this dry. I rinsed it off and just under the sink, just kind of rinsed it off, took the giblets out of there that were in there, the liver and gizzard and heart and all of that. We don't need to marinate that. We're gonna use a dry brine or to marinate this. So we're going to use our smoking and drinking cockadoodle dust poultry rub. We're going to add some lemon zest to it. The poultry rub doesn't have the lemon in there, so I'll put the ingredients list up for the rub in case you want to make that. But we get some paper towels. We'll get this patted dry, and then we'll get it seasoned. And then we're going to get it into the refrigerator. Grab some paper towels. All right, just going to get most of the moisture off of the bird so that we don't. Moisture kind of prevents crispy skin. We want to have the crispy skin. Now we're going to put it in the refrigerator for at least 6 hours, and that'll help the bird dry off too, because moisture is the killer of crispy chicken skin. Just like if you're making wings, you want to make sure they're completely dry. So we're just going to dry this bird off after his bath here, inside and out. I'm going to get all of that moisture out of there. Get some more towels. And when you're working with poultry, you want to be sure and practice good sanitary practices, sanitization, wearing the rubber gloves, washing my hands frequently, washing all of my tools and my cooking surfaces. You don't want to get salmonella or botulism or any of that kind of stuff. You can kind of see some of the skin is just kind of peeling. That's okay. There are a few feathers still left in there. You can go through and pluck them out, or if there's quite a few of the fine ones, you can use a match and burn them off, or a lighter. That's what Mom used to do. She gave that task to me. She said, burn the hairs off, which they're not hairs, they're feathers, but sometimes they're as fine as hair. So this doesn't have a whole lot. I'm just a couple of them here and there. So we'll just pluck them off. Some of those they're big enough that you can see them and get a hold of them. So, and this is the tip of the wing, so it's really not gonna eat that part of it most likely anyway. But that's all right. Just gonna get it cleaned up, ready for its trip to the refrigerator. Inside's a little harder to get to. There's not a lot of room in that cavity. And, it's not as important on the inside because, we're not looking for a crispy inside of the bird. But you want to get most of it out of there if you can. All right. So I think our bird is ready for our seasoning. And again, like I said, this is a dry brine. And it's just a collection of seasonings, black pepper, salt. And it's just all kinds of good things in there. Like I said, I'll put the ingredients list up But let's get this bird seasoned and into the refrigerator. Okay. It'll be a little damp, but that's why we're going in the fridge. So, let's get one of these off. It'll be tricky. All right. And just like we do when we're applying a rub, we want to be generous with it. Hopefully the wind doesn't take all of our seasoning away. Yep, here comes the wind, just like clockwork. There's no scientific method here. And try and get it under the skin whenever you can too. Get that seasoning into the meat. And then, a little sneak peek, working ahead just a little bit. We're going to do yeah, there you go. I'm going to have to wash my hands. We're going to do an injection method, but that is to come. We're not going to talk about that just yet. We're focusing on the dry brine here. Trying to be a little bit sanitary here. Oh, that smells good. I love the smell of the seasonings and the rubs. Again, we're trying to get under the skin. Okay, I think we're pretty good here. We need to get our lemon zest on there. We have about a it's one, the zest of one lemon really is what it is. I think it's about a quarter or half teaspoon. And there go the puppies. And we're just going to kind of sprinkle this. You know what? We need our pan, otherwise we're going to lose all of this. Got our pan that the bird is going to be going into. Yeah. Okay. We're going to use more lemon zest in the next stage of this process, but I'm going to try and get this on there too. The doggies are saying, I like chicken. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can get a wing or something. We'll see. Well, that'll do. That'll do for now. Like I said, we're going to put more. Lemon zest on there later, but let's get this into the refrigerator, and we're going to let it dry marinate or brine for about 6 hours. 6 hours. So get this in the fridge, and then we'll be back about 6 hours. Just a couple minutes for you. All right. It's been 6 hours. The chicken's been marinating or dry brining in the refrigerator, and we're ready to get move on to the next step. Let me kind of explain what we're doing here. I was in a hurry earlier and didn't really explain it too well. I was trying to get this in over my lunch hour, still working a day job. So what we're doing, we're basically improving on the beer can chicken. The beer can chicken, as everyone knows, seems to be kind of a myth. They use the beer can stand, the chicken stand. They put the beer in there, and that's supposed to start to boil as you heat, and the steam is supposed to absorb into the chicken. While the inside of the chicken cavity, it's not really. I think it's not really going to get into the chicken a whole lot. So we're going to improve on that. We're still going to use the stand, but we're going to put it in a pan, a drip pan, and we're going to add some aromatics and some wine in there, and that'll help the beer or the wine. In this case, we're using a Sauvignon Blanc. Just a little different take on it, but that will add aromatics to the chicken. It's not really going to add flavor into the chicken, but as you all know, part of the experience of flavor is the aroma. Our sense of smell adds greatly to the taste of the dish. You all know if you ever have a bad cold and you can't breathe, can't really taste anything either. So this kind of proves that aromatics adds to the taste of and the flavor and the experience of the chicken. So enough talking. Let's get started. Like I said, this has been in the fridge for 6 hours. We're going to get that into the get it onto the stand, and then add our injection. We're going to inject. I guess I didn't mention that either. We're going to inject into the bird, into the chicken, what would normally be expected to come out of the beer can, or in this case, the wine can. You can get wine in a can now. That's amazing. In a box or a can, or maybe a bottle. But we're going to put that flavoring that directly into the chicken, where it's really going to make some difference and really impart some flavor. We're not going to rely on chance for this to steam into the chicken. So we're going to cover our bets and add a little bit in the pan, like I said. But so let's get started. We're going to move this aside for right now. We're going to work on our marinade, our injection. We've got our injector here, and what we're going to be adding is, like I said, Sauvignon Blanc and some lemon juice. Squeeze the lemon. About I'll leave the exact ingredients on a card a little bit. We got lemon juice, melted butter, garlic powder. Normally I would use garlic cloves, but I can't get them minced small enough to not clog up the needle, and I didn't want to strain them out of there. So we're using garlic powder, and then lemon juice. I said that already. And then we're going to add some other things to the pan. But let's get started mixing our marinade. We've got our Sauvignon Blanc. We're using wine because we're just stepping it up a notch. Beer. Yeah, beer is good. I love beer, but we're just gonna add a little bit of zhuzh to it, I guess. But then we got our lemon juice and our melted butter and our salt. I didn't mention the salt. Gotta have some salt in there. And our garlic powder. And I just realized I don't have anything to stir with. Gotta stir that up. Be right back. Guess I could have used the injection needle. That would work too. We've got our smoker preheating up to 325, and we're using apple pellets. You could also use cherry. You want to do something kind of mild and fruity. I think apple pairs real well with poultry. We use apple a lot with turkey when we make our Thanksgiving turkeys and things like that. Just trying to get these clumps. That's the downside of a garlic powder. It tends to clump, but it's all right. We're getting it here. Okay, and then we're going to add that to our, how do you do that without getting it from leaking out of the, what we're going to do, take the needle off. Need a little cap on there. We're going to hold that bottom shut. This is going to be, you can tell I haven't used one of these in a while, and certainly not this one, but just putting my finger over the bottom. Hey now, that's good. We want a little extra because we're going to add some of that to the pan. Now, how do I do this without getting it? As you know, I got my finger over it. Now I can't get that in there. There we go. We're getting there. Struggle bus. I am on. Okay, there we go. We got her. I don't want my marinade all over the place. I got a little premature. I should have got my bird on the stand. It's all right. We can do it. You guys are probably yelling at me right now, Mike, you forgot to get your bird on the stand. Yeah, that's right. All right, let's get this bird standing up. We're still going to use the stand because you get a little better, when you have the bird laying on the rack. As you can see, it kind of flattens out. You don't really get it all sides really smoking really well. So we're going to stand him up. That's part of the concept with the beer can. Not so much the beer can, but the stand, is to get him standing up so you have a nice even cook. Come on. You don't want to get on there, would you? All right, there we go. Now we got him on there. Okay, and then we just need to inject the bird. I'm going to take one of these off. Oh, my butter and my lemon juice, they're separating here. Once you have a seal, it doesn't drip out. So, okay. Then we're just going to get this into, you want to get the breast and the thighs. Whoa, not yourself. Make sure your needle is all the way in there so it doesn't marinate you. Come on, where are we at here? There we, nope, went all the way through. Got to get into the breast, Mike, not into the chest cavity. There we go. And you know when it's going in because you can see it kind of fill up a little bit. A little bit on the thighs here, where the meaty part. I guess that's not really a thigh. Pay attention, Mike. Thighs are down here on the legs where everybody else's thighs are. Oh, we got plugged. That's why. Yep, that's the garlic powder. Yeah, well, the garlic, minced garlic would have done the same thing. We could have boiled or simmered it for a little bit to get the flavors out of the garlic and then strained it off. Probably should have done that, but that's okay. We've got our bird pretty well injected. He's not standing up straight anymore, but still getting the concept here. So then we've got that. We're going to use the rest of our marinade. We're just going to put it in the bottom of the pan. And we're going to add a couple cloves of garlic and some lemons. The other half of that lemon that I juiced. It's going to make a nice aromatic steam bath, really. And we're going to add some thyme. I love the smell of thyme. Oh boy, that really gives it a nice Mediterranean almost type of aroma. So, all right, that's pretty much it. Then we just need to get it in the smoker. We are just about there. We're at 317. That's close enough to 325 to get started. So we'll get it on the smoker. We're going to go about 75 to 90 minutes. We want our temp of the bird. We want the internal temp up to about 165. Yeah, between 160 and 165 on the breasts. The thighs will be a little hotter. They'll be 175 to 180. But we'll go ahead and get it on there and get started here. All right, like I said, we'll let that go. We'll check it 60 minutes, and again at 75, and then probably again at 90. It's going to probably take every bit of 90 minutes, so we'll be back. All right, I just checked the temp on the chicken, and the thighs are about 165, but the breasts still at around 138. So got a little bit longer to go. So we're going to make a glaze, a white wine glaze that we're going to put on at the end and just kind of let it tack up a little bit. But it is basically butter and honey and lemon juice, a splash of white wine, and some salt. And our honey is going to be thick. We'll try and put it in first. The butter is melted, so hopefully that'll loosen up the honey a little bit. If not, we can put it in the microwave just a little bit to soften it up. Don't generally want to microwave honey, but just a little bit to soften it up if we have to. Butter and our lemon juice, our splash of white wine. The splash is about 2 tablespoons, and about a teaspoon of salt. And we just want to mix that up. Yeah, that honey is loosening up. It'll dissolve. We still have about probably 15 minutes. It's been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. So we probably have another 15, 20 minutes for that, for the breasts to get up to temp. Yeah, that honey has dissolved real nice. So we'll just wait for that to finish, and then we'll glaze it, and then let it on there another 10 minutes or so to let it tack up. But we'll be right back. All right, we're getting pretty close. Let's go ahead and check that temp again. Oh, that is a nice golden brown color. Smells wonderful. It's got a very citrusy and kind of an aromatic. Those oh the thyme's really coming through on the aroma. Okay, it's about 150 in the thigh. Let's get in the breast here. Interestingly enough, the breasts are heating up faster. That's at 179. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put the glaze on. Just gonna baste it with the glaze, the white wine glaze, and then we'll just let that tack up a little bit for about 10 minutes, and that'll give the thighs a little time. It's interesting that the breasts are heating faster than the thighs, but sometimes it works that way. So let's get this glaze on there. Oh boy, that's gonna be delicious. Can't wait. Get my gloves and do the other side. Turn that around a little bit. Oh yeah. Wingtips didn't even burn. That's nice. All right. Gonna let that tack up for about 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, we've gone another 10 minutes or so. That should be enough time for that to tack up. We're gonna go ahead and get it off the smoker. Oh yeah. Yep, that is just a little bit tacky. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and pull that off. Oh boy, that smells delicious. All right, we'll get that out of the pan onto the plate here. All right, let's get this out of our catch pan, our drip pan. There we go. I don't know which side is prettier. I think maybe that side. You see more of it. Oh boy, smells delicious. Move this out of the way. Okay, we need to get it off of its throne onto our platter here. Now that could be tricky. It's going to want to stick. It was a little tough getting it in. Might be tough getting it. Oh, we're going to come out just fine. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, well, let me clean some of this up. I'll be right back. All right. I'm ready to dig into that. We need our drink pairing, and why not have the Sauvignon Blanc that we used for our basting and our injection in marinade. Uh, Makes sense, right? The Sauvignon Blanc is it's a light white wine. It's hints of citrus and fruit, so that should match really well with the chicken and the herbs and spices that we added to it. So that should pair nicely. So let's get digging into this. Take a piece right off of. Well, I'd like to get a piece of the breast here. Let's try and flip it over here. See what we can do. Not quite as pretty on that side, but that's okay. No, we're gonna go right. Yep. Puppy dog says, drop some, drop some. All right, let's just take some right off of there. Get it so you can see it. Move the little wing out of the way. Oh boy. Nice. That is tender. Juicy. Oh, can't wait to get a bite of that. Let's cut that in half. I don't want to be an oinker about it. Here we go. Oh boy. Wow. That is really good. It is obviously very juicy and tender, and it's got that it's got a little bit of a smoke flavor to it, and the aromatics, like I said, the thyme and the lemon, I'm getting that more on the aroma, which adds it, it really adds to the flavor. You get that citrusy flavor to it, and it is, like I said, a little bit smoky. So we want, being on there for a couple hours, it's not going to get a lot of smoke, especially at a high temp like that. But let's see how the wine goes with that for Sauvignon Blanc. Oh wow! I think the chicken and the herbs and the lemon actually brings out more of the fruit flavor in the wine. It's supposed to be the other way around, but hey, whatever works. It's a pairing. So I gotta get another bite. Yeah, just use my fingers. That is really good. The skin is not quite as crispy as I'd hoped, but that's okay. It is still delicious. That skin is well seasoned, and the dry brine Did a good job soaking in. Oh boy, that is delicious. Well, that about does it for the lemon garlic white wine chicken. I think we kind of proved that we don't need a beer can. We don't need a wine can. The stand works well. It keeps it up so it gets a good smoking all the way around. I think maybe we're just going to ditch the can and stick with this method. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again to Smoking and Drinking. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And remember to hit that like button if you like this video. And remember to subscribe. It really helps us out to help bring more of these videos like this every week. And hit the notification bell. Every week we put out a new video on Sunday morning. Hit the bell and you'll be notified when those drops. As always, Prost!